So my name is Danielle. I studied philosophy and French at St John's. So I graduated in 2019 and I then went on and did MA Development Studies at the University of Sussex, and since then I've been working at the Ditchley Foundation. So yeah, I'm interested in things like, well, a lot of different things: philosophy, linguistics, theology, current affairs and development. So I realised that it was quite an unusual degree. People tend to study languages and other languages, or they'll study philosophy and economics, or philosophy and theology. So I thought, you know, I can't decide what I want to do exactly, so I'll combine both. My fantastic French grammar tutor, Marie, in my first year of university, she said to me and the other students, you guys need to go to France on your vacation for end of first year. And so I thought, oh, I'm really nervous because I'm not sure how to organise how to go to France, because to be honest, even though I was a French student, I hadn't had opportunities when I was younger really to go travelling at all. She and also one of my other friends from an older year group helped me to organise a trip to Lourdes in the south of France. I honestly loved it. I fell in love with the place. It was amazing to be able to use my French skills there, and because it's a place that's also very multicultural in terms of having visitors coming to the sanctuary from all over the world, I was also practicing my Spanish, sort of resurrecting it from A-level, practicing Spanish and learning some Italian. One minute I would be in a French speaking lesson, and then I would be going back to my room to write a philosophy essay. So I did require kind of switching between skill sets, and it was challenging, but everything that's a challenge kind of makes you stronger, and that you learn how to kind of manage those differences. So it was a really helpful experience doing a double degree, and I would highly recommend it. All of my peers have gone into very different things. So I know that one person's gone into sort of investment banking, another person has gone into teaching, and she's always wanted to be a teacher since the day I met her at the beginning of first year, and she's enjoying doing that now. People have not gone into the same thing. This is something that I had a misconception about before I started the degree actually. One of the reasons I didn't study maths, because I loved maths and I still love maths and I miss it like crazy, was because I made the mistake of reading some articles online that said if you study maths you can become somebody who works in the financial sector, which for me personally wasn't something that I had personal interest in, and I thought, oh, you know, I don't really want to study maths and then go into finance. That's not really what I'm interested in. But the reality is that the people that have studied maths have gone into all kinds of different things. They've gone into economics, and now some of them are working alongside me in an economics kind of role. So, you know, I'd say keep an open mind about where you're going. So I applied for it at the beginning of my year abroad, and for this programme it's a lot of campaigning. So when they have big events related to education and development, they ask you to please share things on social media and contact friends and make a big hype about it. Sometimes we have to write to our MP in order to push through certain initiatives. So there was a big push a couple of years ago for increasing the early education budget, because early education is really important, early childhood development, and there's not very much funding for it, considering the impact that it has on a child's life. It's engaging because you get to communicate with lots of different people. It is influential, and I don't mean that in a kind of like, you know, we're really influential in an important kind of way, but in terms of, you know, you realise the power of your voices when you join up with other young people, and you can then together lobby to have good change. I'd also say upbuilding, because you realise there's lots of other people who care about the mission that you care about. So in this case, education and development, and making sure that all children can get quality education. It's upbuilding to meet other people that think the same thing and that are campaigning to make that difference. We are called You Diamond, and we've got a slogan, this You and Your World, because the idea is that, you know, you are healthy and happy, and then that can help. You can then go on to help your world as well. I'm really interested in making sure that all children, including children from underprivileged backgrounds, can get a really solid understanding of personal development and sustainable development. The idea of this platform is to reach out to those children who don't have the opportunity to learn about mental health well-being in a really kind of solid way. I would say that my main piece of advice would be to go for it, because if you are someone who is philosophy and French student, maybe a student of English literature or something, who doesn't have a background in business, and you're thinking, wow, I have this interesting idea, but I don't really feel like I'd be confident to put it into a business. I would say, use the resources around you. Go to people that have done it before. So ask for advice from people. So there is the Oxford Foundry that I mentioned. They've got different programs that you can go to, workshops and so on. If you want to specifically learn certain business skills, you can go and ask there for advice, and they are fantastic for doing that. But also look at other people that that run an organisation that you really care about on maybe a smaller scale. There's no harm also trying a bigger scale organisation, but the likeliness is if you find a small scale organisation or charity, for example, you can go and contact the person that runs it and say, can you be a mentor and explain to me how you did it, how you set things up, and they can maybe give you experience as well in terms of you can work there and see how the things run on the day-to-day. I would say networks are absolutely crucial. This is something that I've learned from my role now as well, because it's a networking organisation. Talk to people, talk to your tutor, talk to your friends, talk to other people that are involved in things in Oxford that maybe you've not had a chance to be involved in, but they have, and they could give you advice for people they know, because you'd be surprised that, just having that conversation could lead to some fantastic opportunity that you wouldn't have found out about if you hadn't talked to people. So definitely, I think that's the number one thing is, tell people what your dreams are. When you have dinners with tutors in hall or with friends, to take those opportunities and use them to find new opportunities. I was talking to another fantastic French tutor, Nikolai, and I was saying, I'm really interested in international development. I know that I'm not studying it for my course, but I'd like to go into it. Would you be able to help point me in a direction to help me get the experience I need to go into it afterwards? And he said, wow, you wouldn't believe it, my next door neighbour works for DFID. He said, so come along and meet my next door neighbour, and she might be able to point you to a way of getting experience for development. I should probably work a little bit less hard. I know it sounds a bit crazy, but I think when I was here, I was very, very enthusiastic, and I didn't want to miss a single opportunity. And the problem, it's a very luxurious problem to have, but the thing is at Oxford is there are a million opportunities. You've got so much going on. I could have just forgotten about the degree and just joined societies and still finished with 4 years worth of stuff to put on my CV, because there's so much happening.